Hi everyone, it's me, Mrs. Wingers, and you are here for lesson 3 in our fractions on a number line unit. We are practicing partitioning our number lines, right? That's something we want to get really good at so we can show fractions within numbers from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and all those things. But we're doing a new thing today as well, and that is finding a point on the number line and then comparing it to another point to see which fraction is smaller. And it's a really cool technique, and we're going to get really good at it. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So as I said before, we're practicing partitioning our number lines, right? And making sure that we're partitioning them correctly. And then also we're adding on a new thing today, which is figuring out which one is of greater value, which fraction is bigger, okay? And this can be a little tricky, but remember, all things are tricky before they get easy. Let's challenge ourselves and really dig in here, okay? So what we're doing here is we're looking at number lines from 0 to 1, okay? There's our whole numbers, 0 and 1. And we are partitioning the number line based on these fractions, right? We want to try to figure out which one's bigger by looking at it on a number line. So here we see our number line split into fourths because that is our denominator of both of our fractions. So here we have it split, okay. Now we have, this is 0 fourths, this is 1 fourth, 2 fourths, 3 fourths, and 4 fourths, of course. Now, the fractions we're comparing are 1 fourth and 3 fourths. So as we see, 1 fourth is here, right? And 3 fourths is here. So we need to analyze this now to try to figure out which one is greater, okay? So the directions here, circle the fraction that's closest to 0 because that's going to tell us what is smaller, okay? So here we see 1 fourth is closer to 0, right? The distance here is, it's closer than 3 fourths. So then we know that 1 fourth is less than 3 fourths because it is closer to 0, which means it is smaller, right? Numbers, even whole numbers that are closer to 0 are smaller numbers. Okay, let's see if we can do the second one without any guidance. So here, let's check the denominators first because that will tell us how many parts we should partition our number line into. So here I see 2 sixths and 3 sixths. So ding, 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 big signal. We should split it into sixths. So we want 6 equal parts. Let's check. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts? Yes. Let's also label, right? So here we have 0 sixths, 1 sixth, 2 sixths, 3 sixths, 4 sixths, 5 sixths, and 6 sixths lines up with our whole number 1. Now, let's put a dot where 2 sixths and 3 sixths are. Here's 2 sixths. I've put a dot on my number line. Here's 3 sixths. Another dot on my number line. Which one is closer to 0? Pause the video and think. Well, I'm sure you have figured out that 2 sixths, look at that, is so much closer to 0. Not so much, a little bit closer to 0. So that shows us that 2 sixths is less than 3 sixths. So we want to use this. The small side is the less than, and the wide mouth is the big side. This was a little bit more challenging, but I know you can do it. So here we have 1/2 and 1/4. Now, as you can see, I'm color coding my partitions because that's going to help me keep this clear in my head. And I'm fancy. I'm Mrs. Wingers and I'm fancy. So I'm taking a blue pen, and I suggest you color code yours as well. I'm taking a blue pen and I'm partitioning into halves. Okay, maybe I'll do the bottom line, 0 halves, 1 half, 2 halves are my whole. Now I'm going to take my red pen and partition into fourths. What? That's crazy. I know. Isn't that so insane? 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. Now, here's where the magic happens. I will put a dot on my 1/4 in red, and I'll put a dot on my 1/2 in blue. Now, this will show me which one is closer to 0. And ding, 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 we have a winner, which shows us that 1/4 is less than 1/2. Or because it's in this order, we want to say 1/2 is greater than 1/4 because it's closer to 0. Nope, because it's farther away from 0. Sorry. Okay, let's take another try at this. Make sure my camera's straight. Okay, we have 2/3, which I'm going to do in blue. 2/3. So, of course, partition into 3 equal spaces. Label 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Don't mind my singing. And then 2/6. Oh, I'm going to label 2/3 also. Wow, I'm really popular right now. Okay, 2/6, 6 equal parts. Da, da, da. There it is. 0/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. And then I want to put a dot so I can figure out where 2/6 is. Which one's closer to 0, ladies and gentlemen? You're right. 2/6 is closer to 0, which shows us that it is smaller in value. So 2/3 is greater than 2/6. What? All right, the last thing we're going to do here is figure out how this works with a word problem. So Joanne and Lupe live straight down the street from their school. Joanne walks 5/6 miles and Lupe walks 7/8 miles home from school every day. Draw a number line to model how far each girl walks. Who walks the least? The least. That feels important. Who walks the least? That's what we're trying to figure out. And explain how you know. So this is the same as what we were doing before, but we're just creating our own number lines, right? So I can start by, I'm comparing 5/6 and 7/8, just like what we were doing before. 5/6 and 7/8. So I'll start by partitioning into 6. I want to identify my whole number, 0 and 1, and split this into 6 equal parts. There it is. 0/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. And then I'm going to split 7/8. So I know 8 is an equal number, so it's like half, and then this is getting a little messy. If you don't like to do your number lines, 0/8, like one on top of each other, you can make 2 separate ones. Just make sure your 0 and 1 is lined up. Because if they weren't lined up, you wouldn't get an accurate view of the correct, of like how the fractions line up. So 5/6 is here. 7/8 is here. Oh, wow, they must be neighbors because they live very close. But who walks the least? The girl that walks 5/6, because look, 5/6 is closer to 0, which means, oops, oh man, I made a mistake. 5/6 is less than 7/8. Okay, so then I would also write in my answer in words, of course, that Joanne walks the least. Dun, da, da, da. Amazing.